Good morning, everybody. Consider this. Today's market retailers cannot survive with a single format of stores. And this statement is absolutely true. Because if you have only one type of format of store, okay, people will not get the exposure they need to your store. So that's the today we are talking about multi-channel retailing. The term multi-channel retailing means where you do your whole retailing across different channels. Like for example, it may be store, it may be online, it may be catalog. So these are the three basic formats of multi-channel retailing, where you sell your products through a physical store, you sell your products through an online store, or you sell your products through catalog. Showroom is the name. Buzz. Showrooming, when shoppers use real world stores for browsing and websites for purchasing the goods inspected in person. So what they do actually here is people will go to the store, browse the store, look for the products they want, and then they go on websites because of the cost advantage and buy it there. Okay, so this is called as showroom. Opposite of this would be web rooming, where they go online, research the product online, but they usually buy the product on in the store. So there are companies who use this concept, okay, and to execute their retailing business. As I told you, multi-channel retailing, those retailers that sell merchandise or services through more than one channel. So it includes three major channels, that is the physical store, the store itself, internet, online media, as well as catalogs. So these are the three major options, channel options, which retailers have to sell their merchandise across. So they can sell it through a store, they can sell it on internet, they can sell it through catalogs together. By combining different channels, retailers can leverage the unique benefits of each to attract and satisfy more customers. That's the basic idea of retailing. So you can go to a store and buy a Domino's pizza, or you can order it online. So what is the benefits of a store channel? You have a benefit of browsing. The most important benefit of a store channel is the touch and feel. You can also get personal services because of the salespeople present over there who will come to you and give personal service. You have an option of a cash payment then and there. Sometimes these stores have many entertainment options like in mall, as well as a social experience. And you can buy the product and immediately wear it, eat it. So immediate gratification option is also there. And since you are seeing it yourself, you know the store, you touch and feel the product, you inspect the product, the risk is less in a store. On the other hand, we have catalogs. Catalogs, the basic idea of catalogs was that in European countries, people used to stay far away from the cities and towns. Okay, so these people could not come to the cities regularly to buy these products. So what happened was the company started sending them catalogs of products, so they could purchase from through post. So the catalog became popular since. It's more convenient because it is done at your home. We also have new formats of catalogs, that is maglogs. Catalogs which have magazine type editorials normally used in high-end furniture, high-end automobiles and things like that. It is elderly safety because they don't need to go out. It has very good visual presentations in, and nowadays this is a very common channel, what we call it as the internet channel. You have a much broader selection on internet channel. You get much more information, reviews and things like that. You can also personalize. There is a degree of customization which is allowed. So why do we basically go ahead with multi-channel retailing? What are the benefits or the reasons why companies go with multi-channels? So generally, the basic idea is overcoming limitations of existing formats. To have, there are your current store may be able to fulfill your local locality, but if you want to expand your current store business to outside, then you have to go with online. expanding market presence, increasing share of wallet, more and more people purchase your product. You get better insights because you can capture the data of customers when they do business online. Who can execute it? It's not that everybody can go with multi-channel retailing. There are certain limitations, or as well as what we call it as you need to have resources in order to execute this. Capabilities needed for multi-channel retailing, develop assortments and manage inventory, manage people in remote locations, efficient distribution to stores as well as home. You need to have a physical delivery system to the homes, merchandise presentation in physical as well as in electronic formats, electronic order processing. You need to have payment systems. You need to have integrated information systems. Issues in multi-channel retailing. You have to have the same experience in store as it is there in online. So that's a major challenge when we are talking about integrating shopping experience. So you have to make sure that the components which drive your store, similar components should be present online. You should also make sure that the brand image is not damaged. You should also give a wide assortment which is available. Pricing also should be reasonable. It should not be that much different. Next, we talk about consumer buying behavior. As you all know, basic definition of buying behavior is what happens in the buyer's consciousness between the arrival of an outside stimuli and purchase decision. Study of how individuals select, buy, use, and dispose product to satisfy their needs and wants. This is a basic definition of consumer behavior, or consumer buying behavior, or buying behavior. Buying process starts with need recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase, post-purchase evaluation. Need recognition is the first step in buying behavior. It starts with an unsatisfied need. Okay, we basically look at few classifications of needs here: utilitarian, hedonic. Utilitarian need is where we are talking about shopping with a specific task. Let's say, for example, if you want to buy a shirt for an Independence Day, you generally go with a white shirt because that's a very specific shirt. So, what is the utility of it? Hedonic is a pleasure-seeking behavior. Hedonism is a school of thought that argues that pleasure is the primary or the most important intrinsic good. In very simple terms, a hedonist strives to maximize the net pleasure, that is pleasure minus pain. After flag hoisting, you're going to a movie wearing the same shirt, hedonism, pleasure-seeking behavior. On the other hand, we also have something called as Epicureanism. Epicurus believed that the greatest good was to seek modest pleasures in order to attain a state of tranquility and freedom from fear, as well as absence of bodily pain through knowledge of workings of the world and limits of our desire. This is exact opposite of hedonism. Retailers should balance both hedonism as well as Epicureanism. So how you can use this? For utilitarian shoppers, retailers use easy location value for money. For hedonic shoppers, on the other hand, we look at simulations, music, visual displays, scents, and demonstrations, all which appeal to your five senses as well as your pleasure factor. We also look at social experience, food courts, chat rooms, le- learning new trends, new fashion in town, or new gadgets. So, learning new trends, new fashion in town, or new gadgets. They also look for status and power from the angle of spa, personal chef. You can see these things in airports and all. You can also, they look at giving self rewards, like rewarding oneself for achieving something, like go shopping and things like that. Also look at adventures where they get. We also look at a factor called as conflicting needs. Most customers have multiple needs. Since nobody is satisfied with one product or store, there is inconsistent shopping behavior. Generally you can see that they buy a bungalow, but you can see they apply local pledge. So things like that or normally happens with customer. We have to be careful about how we deal with customers. We also have something called as cross shopping. We are expensive but also looking for discounts. Next is information search. Consumers seek information about retailers or the product which help them satisfy their needs. So they are always looking for information for the products, what information they want about the products. Amount of information search depends upon the value gained against the cost of searching. Say for example, if you are looking to buy a cup of tea, amount of search of information is very less. On the other hand, if you are looking to buy a car, amount of information search is very high. Internet has dramatically reduced the cost of searching information because so much amount of tons of information is available online. Okay. We have both internal sources of as well as external sources of information. External being general information which is available, internal being from your own peer group, your friends and things like family. So what's the retailer's objective here? Reduce the information search, provide variety, integrate online kiosks into physical stores. Next, once they have done this, they look for evaluation of alternatives. Whatever the options are they are available for them, they go for evaluation of those. The best choice, we have something called as a multi-attribute model. Customers see a retailer product as a collection of attributes, just not a product. Thus, he decides based on the performance of those attributes as well as importance of those attributes. For example, if a person is buying a car, for one person, style of the car is important. For another person, the performance of the car is important. So, based on the attributes, the same car can be purchased by different reasons and different importances. Implications for retailers: find out alternative retailers that customer consider, characteristics or benefits that customer consider while evaluating and choosing the retailer, importance weights that customers attach to these characteristics, how much importance they are attached. For example, let's say you want to buy a t-shirt, there's so many options. So the first set, the total number of options is called as the total set. Out of this total set, how many you know is called as an awareness set. Out of how many you know, how many you consider that you can buy or you want to buy is called as a consideration set. And finally, that is your choice set, the last two or three which amongst which the decision remains. And finally, you take a decision. So retailer must get into this consideration set. How? You have multiple options. Make sure that they remember you. You have to have your marketing programs in place. You have to make sure that the top of mind awareness you place there. Methods to increase that the customer will select your store: increase beliefs about the store's performance, decreasing the performance beliefs about competing stores, increase customer importance weights, add a new benefit. So these are some tips which may help you to increase your chances of being the store which they select to purchase the product. And finally, purchase. Okay, it's not always that they buy which has the highest overall rating. 67% of online consumers do not purchase the items in their cart. Some considerations: don't stock out on popular merchandise, do have liberal return policies, and if possible, you can extend credit facilities also. Finally, post purchase evaluation: how well the store or the product meets or exceeds customer. Utilitarian need is where we are talking about shopping with a specific task. Let's say, for example, if you want to buy a shirt for an Independence Day, you generally go with a white shirt because, as I said, extended problem solving is a buying situations where customers spend considerable amount of time and effort to analyze their alternatives because these are less frequently bought and high valued products where a lot of risk and uncertainty is involved. Financial implications are pretty high and social risks are also there. Like for example, buying a car, buying a house. Limited problem solving is a purchase decision where customers spend moderate amount of time and effort. It's not as high as extended problem solving, but they spend some time. Prior experience of the shopper is existing, hence rely on more personal knowledge than external information because you have done this before. Thus, every customer walking into a store is important. And habitual buying behavior, the most common, involves little or no conscious effort. Majority of customers are shifting to this type of buying decision today because it has become so easy. With time, pressure customers are simplifying their decision making process and generally come with the conclusion that I will buy from where I bought the last time. Key for habitual buying behavior, brand loyalty, as well as the social factors which influence buying processes. These things you have studied in consumer buying behavior, reference goods, family, culture, these are. And finally, a small part of this is your market segmentations. Retail market segment is a group of customers whose needs are satisfied by the same retail mix. For example, vacation, there are two types. Let's say there are multiple types of vacations. One person is taking a vacation for family, one person is taking a vacation for spirituality, one person is taking a vacation to have adventures. So the same concept of vacation will have multiple customers with multiple requirements. As I told you, pilgrim